In a world where racism is cool again,
council season.
Brave representatives from each race meet together to keep us away from a race war. Those brave representatives are called the council. Is that fucking epic enough?
Dipping up in her sauce, why she calling me her father? Don't get it twisted, I'm just here for the funk. Hurt man buzzing her line, why she throwing it down? 6 points on the board, end zone dance. Hit the yak one more again while I'm hotter out west. On my head about these DMs, I don't need the stress. Feed my kids real quick, shoot a shot on her chest. How could I give you respect when you lost your morals? My name always in your mouth. You love giving oral, you don't look nothing like your pics, I still tap that. You ain't nothing but filters, bitch, you a Snapchat. Feelings in the air, incomplete pass.
Word up, my homie.
That is not necessary.
At all. Oh, so no Wakanda for us? No, you guys got brunch, NASCAR, half for Drake. It's just calm down.
So it was nice to meet you guys. This is quite a condensed council.
Yeah, because 2 of us can do the work of about 10 of you guys. Remember all that free work we used to do? Charles?
I don't doubt it, Councilman.
You just did.
I think you'll be pleased to hear our progress from last quarter.
Yes, I have seen your reports, and as far as oppression goes, y'all are killing it. I mean, really, slaying. Really. At this point, I mean, you've been at that for what, the past
4.5 centuries?
forever.
Well, our ancestors were very dedicated.
Yes, those numbers have been very consistent, but recently we've noticed some changes.
Bit of a decline.
Well, we have introduced some new inclusionary tactics.
Yeah,
We noticed. Yeah, about that. Couple of quick notes. One.
Could you guys stop running up to black people just to tell us how many times you've seen Black Panther and how you want a Wakanda passport so bad? Like, it's really getting old.
I saw Black Panther 72 times.
Why?
We just want the community to know how much we support them.
At this point, there's really no need to say anything here because we know you saw it. Everyone did. The numbers are in, okay? And they are what?
Really high.
Oh, sky.
Almost as high as the tax breaks you guys get.
Almost. I was good, y'all. I saw what you did.
That's not me, though. I'm German, French, Irish.
Yeah, white privilege doesn't come in categories.
Since when?
Since never.
Poppycock, bollocks, gee willikers.
Ooh, have a seat. All right, moving right along. So, a couple of other things we want you to take back to your people. If you could do us a favor and stop using your black friends as validation coupons to prove your wokeness. Highly appreciated.
Thanks. Hey, we're people, not pay stubs.
Right, you know, it's not like we're a W-2 slip that you can use to get a white guilt refund. Sorry, you know.
And please quit with the black hairstyles. It is got to stop.
Please, okay? Because some of your constituents have tried, and honestly, they've shedded inches.
We're really looking out for y'all.
Like, for real. I mean, Bantu knots will leave you badly bald. So, okay?
Bantu?
Right. We'll chat. Yeah.
Any additional notes? We'd love feedback from you guys.
Funny, you guys.
Well, actually,
That's fantastic.
man.
Are you hungry?
Oh, dang on, right? I mean, is our president the antithesis of qualified?
You're good.
Oh, good. I'm great.
You feeling pizza?
Oh, man, no, maybe burritos.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can we join you?
Oh, sorry, Becky. Our food comes with seasoning. Yeah, if you could make sure you clean up in here too, you know, there's some crumbs over there, dust in the corner. And also if you could make sure you lock the door. Thanks. Bye, Becky. Charlie.
Live from Hollywood,
As a student athlete, he feels like the NCAA owes him money. Your host of Secret Black People Meeting, Niles Abston!
It's so good to see you guys. I'm so glad to be back. Secret Black People Meeting. I'm your host, Niles Abston. I was away from you guys for a while because I was on vacation in the mountains of Colorado. I had a fun time. I went searching for Bigfoot at Pikes Peak, and I realized that more niggas that believe in Bigfoot than believe in me. So it made me feel great about myself. Colorado Springs was so cold, I saw more dogs than black people. I was a little uncomfortable. So I'm glad to be back here with you guys. I know it's not Black History Month anymore, but I just want to take a moment to honor our ancestors who worked for free, were taken advantage of, and have been profited off of. Nope. Not talking about slavery, I'm talking about March Madness, you guys. It's that time of the year where we fill out our brackets and billion-dollar corporations make money off young black men. And a couple white guys off the bench, too. The craziest thing is, March Madness has a theme song, which means the NCAA paid a guy to write a song about kids playing basketball. But they won't pay kids to play basketball. And probably the biggest crime is that my favorite rapper, Future, has a song called March Madness that's way better than the March Madness theme song, and they're not using it. How you gonna do Future like that? Who's worse, the NCAA or Sierra? I don't know. This is year 12 of the NCAA's $10.8 billion TV deal with CBS, and we're still arguing that education is proper compensation for our athletes. If education is proper compensation, why is everybody and their mama starting a YouTube channel? The FBI is even investigating certain NCAA violations, one including future #1 pick DeAndre Ayton of the Arizona Wildcats. They think that they gave this basketball superstar $100,000 to come to their school. I think the FBI should investigate the guy that got DeAndre Ayton for $100,000. Have you seen him dunk a ball? That's a steal. That guy is Shopper of the Year. In hip-hop news, rapper Killer Mike decided to play Ben Carson for the NRA. He made a statement saying that he told his own children that if they participated in the student walkout against gun violence, then they could walk out of his house. I think your kids would probably appreciate it if you boycotted Waffle House a couple times. Killer Mike also said, in his defense for gun ownership, that everyone in Wakanda had guns, because that makes sense. Well, you know what else Wakanda didn't have? White supremacists. Black Panther is now the highest grossing superhero movie of all time. I think we can clap it up for that. Which is pretty cool since it's the only black one, right? Black Panther is like the Tiger Woods of superhero movies. Except it actually likes being black. And probably wouldn't run into a tree because they're on Ambien. NFL star Michael Bennett is being charged for allegedly shoving a 66-year-old paraplegic woman at the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Literally everyone at the Super Bowl is taking video with their phones, cameras. There's cameras all over the field. There's media everywhere. And there's only one witness who's a police officer. And of course his body cam was off. My home state of Mississippi is just past a 15-week abortion ban. It's the longest abortion ban in the country. Of course, they're behind on contraceptive rights and reproductive rights. Who knew? Governor Phil Bryant is the man behind this. But regardless of your view on abortion, I think it's pretty evil that Governor Bryant is forcing babies to be born in the garbage state of Mississippi without their consent. We're 50th in everything. We're going to kick it to Chelse and Greaux, because I'm tired of talking about Mississippi. And let's see what she's talking about. Grow up.
Hey y'all, it's another segment of Grow Up. I am back. I know I missed y'all last week, so I'm going to get this out the way so y'all can get a full view of the beauty. But yeah, I had an allergic reaction last week, and I can go ahead and say it because they didn't give me any money not to. Baja Fresh. So I had some Wahoo fried fish tacos from there. My neck swelled up the size of a balloon. And, you know, literally they caught me mid-Nutty Professor transition. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all saw the Nutty Professor. You remember when he was, like, transitioning, like, you know, from Buddy Love, like, back to the Nutty. You know what I'm saying? Like, that neck started popping. I had that neck. I just, like, caught the Benadryl in time before I turned fully Nutty Professor. So, It was a traumatic experience. I survived it, thank God, you know what I'm saying, for Benadryl. Because I sure did call these little allergy facilities. And you know how much it is for an allergy test? It's $700 off the break with no health insurance. So, you know, and none of them take Medi-Cal, okay? The shade, okay? The shade. None of them take Medi-Cal. So, anyway, I basically am walking around here, don't know what I'm allergic to, and I've since went vegetarian for 2 weeks, and I'm back, guys. And now I've tasted salmon, I've tasted sea bass. So far, everything's cool. I'm not gonna lie, like my neck's a little itchy, like, but that may just be from the dry air. Who knows? All I know is that I don't have $700 for an allergy test, so I'm out here just eating food until I need a Benadryl again. Okay, which is unfortunate, and I know we out here going through it. So I just want y'all to know I empathize. Okay, just Benadryl. Shout out, being on deck. Cool. All right. So that was a little intro of diversion, but it's fine, you know, because sometimes that's what we do here on Grow. We're gonna be honest, okay? But now I want to talk about my grow up thing because I've learned a lot in these last 2 weeks, okay? And I want to send a special grow to women. Ladies, if you are in a position where you're talking to somebody, you're dating somebody, and he has not contacted you for 7 days, he's trash, okay? And you really need to recognize that he's trash. You need to recognize that there's nothing about him that you need to wait for. And I don't care what he's told you. I don't care how many promises he's given you. You ladies, you need to grow up and recognize that his actions do not match up with what his words are saying. And you need to get your life and move forward. Because if you're not going to step up to the plate that I'm at, then you need to just get off the field, okay? Because we on 2 different fields and 2 different games, and that's fine, okay? You play your game and I'm going to live my life. And that's what you need to do. And ladies, what we need to do, we need to not be afraid to live our lives, okay? Don't wait for a boyfriend to go travel to, you know, Dubai or wherever you want to go to. Girl, get your life, okay? Go out there and travel. Get your passport, okay? A lot of y'all be out here giving a dude your Netflix passport and he can't even spell passport, okay? But you sit out here like, oh, I can't wait to take him to Italy. Like, girl, he can't even spell Italy. Girl, no. You need to get your life as an individual and focus on you and stop waiting on these dudes to step up to the plate. No, girl, you be the plate, okay? Because you the entree. Stop being out here, ladies. And this is another thing we need to grow up in. Stop being out here trying to be an arm candy kind of chick, okay? Arm candy, you know who likes candy? Boys. Do you want a boy to be the father of your children? No, that's what I thought. You want a man, okay? You know what men like? Men like entrees. So why don't you stop being out here trying to be a Twizzler, step your game up and be a ribeye steak, okay? Because a ribeye steak, $99, and only the players can get that. The true players can get that, okay? Anybody can spend 99 cents to get a Twizzler Tootsie Pop Hub. And you don't want to be that, ladies. So why don't you just step up, in the words of RuPaul, in the new season of RuPaul's Drag Race, which is fabulous, okay? Like, step your pussy up, ladies, okay? And just be top shelf. Be your top shelf self. That's it. So ladies, grow up and be your top shelf self. All right, fellas, you thought you was off the hook. Psych, never done. This is grow up, okay? I'm always gonna have something for y'all because, you know, I respect y'all. I'm cool with y'all. You know, y'all be out here giving me rides and stuff like that. Sometimes, you know, sometimes y'all drive by and be like, hey, yo, I saw you on Sunset, but you know, traffic. Anyway, so, fellas, stop being out here not calling girls for 7 days, okay? Because you think you special, okay? This is the thing, like, fellas, don't forget that this is Los Angeles. You may think that because you're a light-skinned black man from Spain who can speak Catalan and can speak Spanish that you're special, and because you have the features of a model that you're special and you're superior to me. And you can feel like that because I'm sure you're used to a lot of like model chicks coming at you and hollering at you and thirstily chasing after you. But here's the difference between those chicks and me, sir, is that those chicks are arm candy chicks and I'm an arm entree chick. I have something to offer, okay? I've got nutrients, okay? You know what I call my V? I call her sweet potato pie because she's got nutrients and she's still sweet at the same time, okay? And let me give you something else, sir. Let me give you something else. You think because you a black man, a light-skinned black man that can speak Spanish, that you cannot call me for a week? Let me tell you something. I can get on the 757 bus to Crenshaw, get off of it, and find 12 Dominicans that look just like you, okay? That do the same thing, they speak the same language, and they speak English, and I don't have to translate nothing, okay? So don't ever in your life think that you're in a position to not call Chelse Greaux for 7 days, sir. Okay? You know who you are. And I know you're going to watch this because I know you be on my page, so it don't even matter. I don't need to say your name. Enjoy your life. I'm good. I'm blessed. But you need to grow up, and so do the men out here thinking that they irreplaceable. Beyonce made that song like 12 years ago, and if y'all didn't get it then, you need to get it again. Okay? This is Los Angeles. All the sexiest dudes across the world move to this city right here, okay? So if you think you're doing something to not calling a girl for 7 days, let me tell you something. I can go around the corner to Chipotle and meet a copy of you. I can meet a Puerto Rican dude, okay? I can meet a dude that look like Idris Elba and habla español, papi, okay? Muy bueno, okay? Yo también, okay? So watch out for the girls. We out here, we living our lives. I want everybody to grow up, and especially these dudes out here thinking they're irreplaceable, because you're not at all, okay? Be your best you, and ladies, be your best you. And then find somebody who really rocks with the best you. Cheers, peace, love. That's another segment of Grow Up. Shout out to, the conclusion of my allergy, which is I've eaten fish since then, and all I know is that at this point, I'm allergic to Baja Fresh. That's it, okay? I'm allergic to Baja Fresh, and that's it, because I've eaten salmon, I've eaten top shelf salmon, top shelf sea bass, and, top shelf oysters since then, no allergy reaction. So, Baja Fresh, listen, y'all ain't give me no money not to talk about this, and at the end of the day, I had an allergic reaction, and I have witnesses, so y'all can't come for me because my neck was the one that got nutty professored. So y'all should grow up and really pay for my allergy test. Baja Fresh, y'all out to pay for my allergy test, $700. I know you got it because you're Baja Fresh. So hit me up and DM me. We can talk about that personally. Anyway, I'm loving y'all. Cheers. Mucho gusto. And sending it back to Niles.
Wow, Chelsea, that sucks. I'm really sorry that happened to you. I've never gotten food poisoning personally, but I definitely won't be supporting Baja Not So Fresh. Unless it's a black-owned company, which wouldn't make any sense because all I saw was white people in there. That's probably your problem. White people making tacos. Just like dreadlocks, I think y'all should just stop. Speaking of people that need to grow up, Joe Biden apparently thinks he can whoop Trump's ass. He tweeted him, because that's what politicians do, saying that he could take him around back and beat him up. Where is these middle school girl fights coming from? Joe, save the tough guy act, man. We would have rather you just ran for president in November and beat him yourself. And Donald Trump is the same guy who was selling us expired steaks. You don't think he'd fight a little dirty? Donald Trump Jr. is going down in DMs. He got caught cheating on his wife, which kind of makes sense considering he cheated on America with Russia. With an uptick in mass shootings across the country over the last couple months, Austin, Texas is so hipster, they had to do something completely different. Bombs. It makes no sense. And of course the media is already calling Austin, Texas bomber Mark Anthony Condit all the right terms. Mentally ill, troubled, nerdy, bullied. All the things you say when you really mean white terrorist. It seems like a lot of these news publications are just trying to humanize him despite what he did. I wish Stephon Clark, a Sacramento black man with 2 children who was shot in his backyard because they thought he had a gun when it was a cell phone, was given that same humanization, but to no avail. The March for Our Lives movement has gotten huge support from celebrities and athletes alike and other people with money. George Clooney gave money, Oprah gave money. What the students at Parkland have done has been amazing, and it's all due to the support and backing that they've received. So I'm not the only one who's wondering, where was this support for black kids when they were protesting the deaths of Michael Brown, Freddie Gray, and now Stephon Clark? Where was the support for Native American kids when they were fighting just to have clean water at Standing Rock? Even President Obama was on the national news calling the kids in Baltimore that protested thugs. And every week, black organizers are in Chicago gathering to talk about gun violence. It's not their fault that CNN doesn't show up with cameras. When people of color protest, you know what they're faced with? Tear gas, bullets, excessive force from the police. You literally can just Google image Parkland protests and Ferguson protests, and you see a huge difference. So I'm excited for change when it comes to gun reform, don't get me wrong. But it looks like America only listens when the words come out of a white person's mouth. So what happens when we need something that white people don't care about? This has been Secret Black People Meeting. I'm your host, Niles Abston. We'll be right back.
Hey, now they dancing to me shit. Now I'm on top, now these bitches dancing to me shit. Didn't show me love, yeah, wasn't asking for this shit. Now I'm on top, now these bitches dancing on me shit.
Credit, yeah. Shout out to my nigga Victor Martinez Jr. You feel me? We doing it for real.
Yeah! That's it, guys! Hot Tonight Show, episode 2, that's a wrap! Make some fucking noise!
If you haven't heard, I'm growing a human. If you can't tell. 3D baby. 3D printing it. Do it, baby. It's gonna be a boy. It's not gonna look like Dave. It's not gonna look like Jerry. It's gonna be real cute. It's gonna look like me. I was a cute ass baby, guys. I'll feed him. I got titties.
What's up, guys? We're back on Secret Black People Meeting. You just saw a little promo clip for our newest show on the network, The High Tonight Show. It's a great talk show. It's kind of like an old school feel to it, where the comedians do time and they go sit up in the seats and do an interview with our new host, Victor Martinez Jr. Hilarious comedian. He's great. We also have musical guests at the end of the show too, and it's a live show every Saturday night at 9:30 to 10:30, and then afterwards we do an open mic in the garage called Garage Mic. You should come. You should come to the open mic.
Yeah, that sounds fire. Yeah.
This is a hilarious comedian right here. Fire guest right here, Tracey Walker. Glad to have you on the show.
Good to be here.
I've been looking forward to this one.
I know, me too. I've been wanting to be here, man. The time I heard the name, Black People Meeting, I want to be on there. I got to be on there. I got to be. This my kind of shit. This is what I do. This me.
Right.
So I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad to have you here.
Yeah.
I'm excited. This is going to be a good show. Tracey is so funny, y'all. Like, y'all don't understand how funny this lady is. I remember we did a show together at the Nerdist, and you went before me, and I was like, oh, damn. Like, how am I supposed to go after that? Like, you killed it, too. I was just like, I got to go after Tracey. Damn. But I did my thing, though. I did my thing.
You be killing.
I did my thing.
You be doing it. You be doing it. You had me dying. What was that last time we just did the day show?
Yeah, at the Fanatic Salon. That was fun.
Yeah.
Because it's a different kind of show. Yeah. Like, it's cool having to write on one subject and, do that.
A current event.
And just do it. So it was fun. Because I think as a comedian, it's always good to do different things to kind of like freshen up the writing process. Because sometimes you get too set in your ways and,
lazy.
And so, lazy. And you get right.
It would ever come easy.
Right.
And it felt like you were able to flex different muscles. It was like challenging. Like, whoa. Right. So I just got to really make a joke out of what's happening this week.
Because I feel like at open mic, sometimes it's hard to do that. Especially with political comedy, because a lot of times most comedians aren't like super well versed in it, so they might not at the mics they might not understand what you're saying. So it usually have to be like a super hot topic, like when Harambe got killed. Of course, you can make a bunch of jokes about that. Everybody knew about it,
Right.
So it's just like, but at a show where specifically the audience is looking for jokes like that, I thought that was a pretty fun format to be able to test it out. So that was cool. Shout out to Raja for booking me on the show. She's dope. So Tracey, why'd you get into comedy? Why did you make this choice of such a hard life of comedy? Why did you do it?
It's hard as hell. Because ever since I can remember, I was always looking for my purpose. I'm like, what was I made to do?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not the pretty girl, pretty. I don't feel that. The beauty pageant, this and that. I was like, that ain't me. Mm-hmm. I'm not the most athletic. I tried. I can swim. I can skate. I ran track.
People can swim?
Yes, I can swim. I stole classes in the YMCA though. I just went up in there like I was in that class.
You just jumped in. Everybody just happy you were there.
Yeah. It's like, oh, look at a little black girl.
Right. I made a black friend at swim class today.
And I tried everything else, and I just didn't know. I mean, it was like what I was just thirsty for what I was good at. Because I saw growing up black, everybody good at something. Like you find out real fast who run the fastest, who the funniest, who could fight the best. You got the biggest booty. You talking about the nigga with the big booty. Everybody got their prominence, their little spot. So I'm like, what the hell I do? I can run, but I'm all right. Like I ran track, I won silver. I wasn't no gold medalist. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And that was against white schools. When I ran against them black schools, I ain't win shit. You hear me? That girl smoked me. Shit. I went from being a star to a fucking loser. And 2 damn track meets. I was like, see, that's what I'm saying? So
that's so funny. That like, I went to a private school growing up, but the thing was, we played public school sports my junior year of high school, and so like a lot of these kids that thought they were just like the best athletes ever got a super culture shock when we started going to these public schools and all the kids was black.
Exactly.
And like, I'm from Mississippi, so these some like little country schools where like, I mean, everybody just country strong, you know? I mean, there's this one, I mean, we were playing schools, they only had like 30 guys on the team, but 7 of them were going to play Division I football. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And so like, they showed up, and I think a lot of those kids got like a real big like culture shock. Like, I'm not as good at sports as I thought I was because I was in this little private school bubble.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Exactly.
Like, the parents didn't react to it that well either. I remember I was in this one class, and this racist lady, she was a teacher, she was like substitute teaching, and she was like, yeah, I'd really like to go back to playing the private schools because I'm just scared, I'm just tired of parking places where I'm scared my purse is going to get stolen out of my car. And I was like, yeah, you're racist.
Yeah.
You're right. And then thankfully I had a white friend that was there that called her out instead of me. So I wouldn't have to do it. So yeah, it was interesting. But that's funny when you talk about like you was a star with all the
I was a star.
You said the black girls smoked.
They smoked that. Oh my God. I could tell by the way they were stretching. They were getting their whoop on my ass. I said, look how they stretch off.
You know who's, because I ran track and I ran track in college too, and like, you know who's confident going into the race. They doing all the jumping.
Yeah.
So
That's what they were doing.
They taking a long time to get in the blocks because
yeah.
I was pretty good in high school. I'm still the record holder in 2 events.
In track?
Yeah.
Damn.
In my high school. It's fun. Actually, my sister and I both.
Tight.
My sister has the 100-meter dash record for the girls in my high school.
I love that. I love when girls are faster than 100 meters. That's my best event in the Olympics.
My sister's really good. It's her last season in high school. But last year she set the school record for the 100-meter dash, and then I've had the school record for the 100-meter dash since I was a junior.
Wow.
So like,
y'all some fast motherfuckers.
Yeah, we both had. So it was cool.
Shit.
But it definitely, the competition was a lot harder when we ran against public schools. But you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I still did my thing. I went to state and all that. Yeah. So it was fun. But like being a comedian, it's funny. Like I just realized, like, wow, like sports didn't mean anything. Like that was really like a waste of time almost. Like.
I mean, I think it gave us character. I think it gave us
that. Okay,
because
I will agree with that because I played football and doing those 2-a-days definitely is like, oh, I can hit a couple mics in a night. I remember having to do 2 practices in the hot sun.
Right.
Because I do feel like sometimes like I'll make better decisions like in comedy, like not doing dumb stuff because of.
Because even then you were being trained to do something not just for money, but because of character, you know, and because of
see
these
things
growth.
through.
Yeah,
you know? Like, there's a lot of quitters.
Sports is really good to me for, you know, a lot of people, black people try to look down. Like Wendy Williams, she said the other day she didn't want her son to be a basketball player because we got enough black. I'm like, well, we gonna never have enough. Do you know how much skill that takes?
You know how much money it pays?
Yeah. And do you know how many few get through? It's like, what do you? Why are we embarrassed to be excellent at what we excellent at? That don't mean that we limited to that excellence.
Right.
How stupid and small can your brain be? I can't do it.
I'm about tired of it. I'm about tired of it.
In 2018.
Wendy Williams.
I like Wendy Williams because that's what I like to do. I like to talk show. I like to gossip, the current affairs. But I like to put that in. I know. I don't like to be just out there nigga. She ain't got nowhere else to go.
Like when she said
I want to take it to a
Didn't she say something about like HBCUs? Like there's no point in having them anymore. Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, she was stupid. She's trying to appease the white people. She better go with the white
people. And that's the problem. I don't like when black people say those kind of things because white people will hear them saying like, oh. They said it.
And you're hurting. It's like Angela Rice say, at least don't hurt.
If
you don't agree with us, me too, I love her. She said, at least don't hurt. If you're not going to support, at least don't hurt. Don't hurt the culture. We get through enough to know how vulnerable we are. What's the problem?
That is such a good point. It's just like, okay, that's so good. Like, okay, so why are you going to try to like hold us back?
Yeah.
That makes no sense. That you're bitter.
Yeah.
You know? But
Just
I love Angela Rice. I ran into her at church a couple weeks ago. She's super cool. She's dope.
Yeah.
She's good. I love the interviews she does. Because I feel like she brings a perspective that a lot of these people on these news outlets have never had to deal with. Like, where because I feel like a lot of times these journalists are able to be in these bubbles where they can avoid, like, women of color that are just as smart as they are. And so they try to avoid this, but now, like, when CNN brings her in, she can bring that black female perspective that they often kind of
unapologetically.
Yeah.
And you can't dog out like you dog Michelle, make her look like an ape and a man and strong and all this shit, take away her femininity. The bitch is cute to boot.
Yeah,
the bitch is fine as hell.
She
you know
is.
what I'm saying? And
In
she know her
person, too.
shit. And Maxine Waters is a motherfucking mentor, and she ain't gonna let you fuck with her either. She was like, I would not have you respect her. She's my mentor. That's a bad bitch.
I love Maxine
She
Waters.
just made my blood run through my vein. I'm like, yes. Don't be scared. You got what it takes. Use it. You know what I'm saying? She was trained for this. She don't back down. None of them.
Right.
None of them.
I love Maxine
None of them.
Waters.
And know her shit. I'm like, I love it.
And I love that you brought that up. How they tried to play Michelle Obama about her femininity.
Yeah.
Things like that. Michelle is a beautiful woman.
Oh my God. Come on.
Like the people are complaining, like people comparing her to Monkey. And,
yeah.
Like it's crazy what the Obamas had to go through.
Yes. And the more they tried to take away her femininity and her beauty and her strength, it's the more beautiful she literally became.
Yeah, because
your eyes.
it's like what she said, like when they go low, we go high. That was always her.
Look how they look taking the Trumps in. Look how they look going out and the Trumps coming in. They like a bumbling idiots.
It's crazy.
If they had to actually help, it was like, stop leaving your fucking wife, asshole, in front of the fucking world. You becoming the president and you can't open the door.
Some of this stuff.
Oh my God, I can't even keep up with the bullshit. That's white privilege you see in this.
Yes, it is.
All it
I mean, it's classes of rich privilege, you know. It's just, I mean, somebody was listing like, oh, if Obama would have done all these things that Trump did, it's like Obama wasn't gonna do those things. No. Right? We don't have to talk about
that.
You
know how clean Obama was for 8 years,
and he had to be
8 years under that scrutiny, living in their house. Like literally. They said, take the White House, take our house back, take our country back.
I heard somebody put it like the Obama presidency was like, you know, kind of like sneaking through a house, not being able to like make a lot of noise.
Yeah, walking on eggshell.
Like tiptoeing through the house, not you don't want to wake your parents up. Like that's literally Obama presidency, and then to do a pretty good job despite all the blocks, you know. And
he did that shit.
I mean, now we have this guy like if you start like. We're finding out that they used $130,000 of the campaign money to pay off this porn star to not talk. Like that's over Bill Clinton. Like that took it farther than Bill Clinton's level.
Yeah, exactly.
At least the lady he was with worked at the White House.
And then you remember you making deals with Russia and stuff too. Still, it's just too much. It's more than any president. What the hell is going? He ain't gonna never break a law because they're gonna say, well, he didn't actually break a law. Yeah, because the laws are written for him, for white men. How he gonna break it? You know how many loopholes they know? You know what I mean?
It's so confusing.
The law was written for them.
Literally. I mean, it's just there's nothing you can try to rationalize or justify, or there's no defense for him. Like everything is literally to the extreme. I mean, the things that he says, because at first it was, oh, he's just saying a bunch of crazy stuff. He's not doing anything. Now he's doing everything. Yeah. Now what's gonna change?
Right.
You know? And I don't understand how people continue to support him. Excuses continue to be made for him. You want to say, how did we get to this point? But it's kind of like, the crazy thing is, he's not the worst president that we've had, which is, he's the craziest president.
Yeah, he's the craziest.
Craziest president that we've had. He's not the worst.
He's the craziest.
Because I heard somebody say, like, the other day, like, oh, so, like, after 400 years of slavery, none of those guys made the cut either. Like, and that's one thing, like, me and Eric were talking about how, like, a lot of white people for the first time, it's like this presidency is really affecting them. And so it's kind of like, oh, he's terrible. No, like, as black people, they didn't like when Nixon was president. They didn't like when Reagan was president. They didn't like when Bush was president. They didn't like when the other Bush was president. Exactly. And then our ancestors that was president when Andrew Jackson was owning us.
Yes.
Like we've had a history of bad, crazy white male presidents. You know, so Trump is not the first thing, and that's why like
it's not new to us. Welcome to the party.
Right. That's literally welcome to the party, because I know like I love that meme where it's just like it shows a picture of the hood. It was like the hood. This is what the hood looked like under Obama. This is what the hood looks like under Trump, and it's the same picture. Like ain't nothing changed.
Yes.
I mean, it's just like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like poor people are gonna suffer in America regardless.
Exactly.
Regardless of who these.
And worse with him because he all about capitalism. That's all he
capitalism for him.
He sell his name. Yeah, he sell his name. You know, if he sell his name for hotels, he'll sell anything. Any him. You think he's selling that presidency?
Right.
The power up in there.
That's the crazy thing about it. I mean, just what he's done. Like when he's trying to, what he's done, like cutting the taxes back for the top 1%. Who are the people he rubs shoulders with all the time?
Right.
Just, like I mean, when he was coming through the primary, talking about how like I'm not a politician, so I can't be bought. and then he becomes president and literally is bought
Exactly.
by all these different corporations and entities. And I mean, you look at Amazon, their CEO Jeff Bezos is worth like $110 billion. Amazon didn't pay a lick of money in federal taxes.
See?
And it's just like at our jobs, taxes are being cut out of our checks and all this kind of thing. And
Exactly.
like, we just trying to pay rent.
And then when you go to the grocery store, you got tax. You got taxes when you go to the gate. You got taxes everywhere you go.
But you telling me a company, they say Amazon might be the first company to get to $1 trillion, is not paying federal taxes.
And
How
Obama
much sense
and
does that
Trump admitted when he was debating against Hillary that he didn't pay. He said, "No, I didn't pay because just like your friends didn't pay, I didn't pay."
Right. Yeah.
So
right. And so
we got a president say he
he
doesn't
really
pay
exposed her. He really exposed her in that way too, as well. Like,
Yeah.
like,
They don't pay
people-
taxes.
No, and I don't understand. Well, I do understand. I don't know why I'm saying that. It's just like in the system, the rich get richer. I remember interning at different production companies and stuff like that. They would take actors out to eat and then write the lunch off their taxes. How much sense does that make?
Wow.
It's people. I live close to where they do the Social Security stuff, and it's just like there's people in line just trying to get food for their kids. And you getting to write off $7,000 because you took Michael B. Jordan out for drinks. That don't make any sense. Hollywood, man.
And that's just easy money. That's just everyday
Right.
transactions.
And they know how to find loopholes and things like that. And so it's just like, and I hate how when they say when let's say there's a poor person that's on food stamps and they're doing all these things, all these different kind of things to try to get by, they say they're cheating the system. But then when rich people do the same thing, they're just a good businessman.
Exactly.
I hate that.
Exactly.
I feel like in America we demonize our poor in a way. Like being poor is like synonymous with being stupid, or you're lazy, or you're a druggie. When in actuality, it's like a lot of poverty in America is really intergenerational. Like it's been a thing since people's families that immigrated, or people whose families like ours that had slaves and that were slaves. There's people that are still poor from those things. So to say that poverty is synonymous with being dumb is just, it's terrible.
They try to just excuse themselves.
Right.
So they make you less human.
Oh, that's good.
And just like they do black people, make you less human. That's why Donald Trump keep using the key words, violent and inner city.
Because when you
every time he addresses us, you see what kind of words he uses.
Right. Because when you dehumanize a group, you can do things to them and it can be justified. It's what Hitler did with Jewish people. It's what the police do with black people. If you can dehumanize somebody with a system, nobody's gonna come to their defense either. Because I don't see them as human either, so it's whatever.
Let me show you how dehumanized we have become to some people. This white lady after one of my shows, I was talking doing my Trump joke, and she came to me. You can tell she's 52, white woman, like she Trump supporter all the way. She was like, "Yeah, so Trump has done a lot of things for the black community. He even built Obama a library." I'm like, "Bitch, do that even sound right? The fuck?"
Did she finish high school?
I said, "Look, exactly." Then she was like, "I don't know, he's a racist, right?" She was like, "Why you saying he's a racist?" I said, "Because I saw him say out his mouth he think black people were born lazy, like that's in their DNA, like that's who they are." And she was like, "Well, is it true?"
She said, "Well."
That bitch says it's true. She says it's true. I'm not black. Is it true? Bitch, is it true?
Well, Tracy, do you feel lazy sometimes?
Oh my God. I could not deal with that.
She said, "Well." That's hilarious.
I've never even had
Where
that.
did you do this show so I make sure I don't go up there?
Oh my God. And it was
in Orange County somewhere?
It was Redondo Beach.
Yeah.
Redondo Beach.
Yeah, they got.
Yeah.
That
They,
makes sense.
and it's like they're not rich, but they not that poor. They got a
She
little
said,
bit more than
"Well,
the
I'm
average
not
black
black."
person. Yeah, she's like,
Are
"I'm
you?
not. Are you? Yeah."
That's such a get out moment. Like when,
That is.
Like when they're outside at the party and the white lady's like rubbing his arms, like, is it better? Like just asking those weird questions to black people. And I think a lot of the problem is when you don't really, when you, like you said, when you're not humanizing a person and you don't really see the human in them, you just associate them with different things.
Right.
Like, you associate black people with big lips and big butts and basketball and comedy and things like that. Mm-hmm. You don't see them as people. Whereas white people can be anything,
Right.
And so we see them as people, but black people get, you think about them and the things that they do. Same with Mexican people and other people, other groups of people. You see them in the things that they do, not who they are as a person. So she felt like she could talk to you that way, and And so that's
the problem. At 52 years old, white woman coming to a black woman. Obviously, all this big ass afro. I'm talking shit about Trump, bitch. You know where I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm a proud black woman. What the fuck you talking about?
Right. What was the percentage? Black women were the biggest percentage that voted for Hillary in the election. We can always count on you guys for not doing anything stupid.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing. Trump said yesterday he was like 52% of women voted for me. I'm not sexist, and they're like, no. 54% of women voted for Hillary Clinton. 52% of white women voted for you. Like that. Don't say 52% of women. That's not true at all. So and I try not to get down on too many on the whole demographic voting for whatever because at the end of the day, Hillary Clinton still did win the popular vote. Like the majority of America did vote for her. I will have to say that, but. The fact that so many people still did vote for this nigga is still a problem.
It's still, even the fact that he was down to just him and Hillary, just down to the he should have dropped off a long time.
He should have never made it through that primary, but it shows you how competent the Republican candidates are.
Yeah,
they're dummies. I mean, you look at the Ben Carsons and
dummies.
Ted Cruz.
They were so dumb.
What was the
other one? Ted.
Yeah, Ted Cruz.
What he say something? He's called Ted some name.
He called his wife ugly.
He did.
He literally told Ted Cruz like your wife is ugly, bro.
Yeah, he'll say that. He said something about Ted. He had a name for all of them.
He borderline called Ben Carson retarded. Like I mean, it's just he insulted all of them.
Hillary. That was the best one right there. That shit was so funny. When they were debating, I was dying. I said, look at his face. He said, and Crooked Hillary. He just came down on it. And Hillary was trying to contain herself, but she couldn't. Because this motherfucker was going for her.
I had to give her props for like not firing off on that nigga in the debate. When he was like walking behind her, like, I was just turning around, I gotta give Hillary that.
She ain't getting ready to do that. She ain't getting ready to still a white man's world. That bitch was in her place.
Yeah.
She was in her place. Her husband was president. She wasn't. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck how tough she looked, bitch. You got humbled that time for the second time. She thought she was gonna win against Obama too, but she was talking to Obama and shit.
Yeah, she was talking Obama crazy.
Shit. Like, bitch, you supposed to shine my shoes, nigga. Who you think you is coming up? You see my credentials? I was like, this bitch is showing her goddamn ass.
She talked about Obama crazy in a way.
Yeah.
And it's funny how quick people forgot about that.
I didn't forget about that. I was like,
black people didn't forget.
I didn't forget. I was like, hell no.
A lot of people didn't forget. A lot of Obama
supporters. You got hot sauce in your pocketbook. Bitch, no you don't. No you don't.
Have you seen that picture of her like playing dominoes with all the black people?
Yeah.
And she got her arms raised like she won. But if you zoom in the picture, she actually like didn't win. The domino that's last isn't what you would actually put there. It was a staged photo. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, you need more Negroes voting for you, Hillary.
Yeah. It's just like, give it a break.
Right.
Then she wrote that book blaming everybody. It's like, bitch, sit down.
Yeah.
She has no vulnerability. She just has no humbleness, humility. She doesn't deal with humility well, and that's what I don't like about her. I don't trust a motherfucker that can't humble themselves.
That's one thing I have an issue with, like rich white women. They don't take L's well.
Yeah.
They do not take an L.
They want to be so correct in every motherfucking thing, like in my Zumba class. They gentrified my damn YMCA. These white girls trying to teach me Zumba shit. You know Zumba black ethnic. They gonna teach you how to dance. They gonna try to teach me my shit. Tell me, come on, do it with an attitude. Show me, bitch, I'm the attitude.
That's so funny.
It's just crazy.
They don't take L's well.
I mean, you can't control how I move, and I don't try to control everything. They want to control everything,
right?
And because that's how they are. And they're depressed, and they have these food, fucking what do you call these food diseases like anorexia and all this, anorexia and bulimia, because they let these men tell them they worthless unless they're the size of an 8-year-old. You know what I'm saying? They caught up with that bullshit. They caught up with being skinny.
I really feel bad. I really feel bad for women with this whole like how people expect you to look a certain way like all the time. Because like as a dude, it's kind of like. It's kind of expected after 30, you probably gonna have a gut, and it's like not a big deal.
And we accept it.
And women is like, okay. If you're a dude, you probably gonna be bald by 45. And women is like, okay. And then niggas is like, you better be a size 3. You better have $300,000 in the bank. There better be your real hair, your real nails. Makeup. I was like, come on, man. Like we looking busted.
Yeah.
Like, not everybody is Denzel.
Why you damn trying to break somebody apart? What's the whole total package?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ain't nobody perfect and all that. Yeah. I want somebody like me. I ain't scared to get somebody just like me. I'm good. If I get me, I'm good. Another me?
I feel you.
As a male? That'd be some good. That'd be good.
I feel you.
You
just
know?
want somebody you just talk
Equal,
real.
equal. Yeah, you want conversation.
Right.
Like your producer said, you smart for your age.
Thank you.
So how you think I feel trying to talk to somebody my age, older than you? The motherfuckers like, I don't say something like I can't even. But you too old not to know.
I just feel like after 40, if you ain't,
that's what I'm saying.
You just gotta get your stuff together, man.
And then they don't want to know nothing.
Like you can't be selling dime bags at 41.
Like let me tell you something. I did this big this AA comedy show. It's the yearly thing, the big one, the big meeting. So I had to make this nice looking black dude look like it, seemed like it. Everybody said, "What that nice looking dude is talking to you?" I was like, "Girl,
something wrong with him."
He started off nice. He was like, "Oh, you so funny and everything." Like, "Well, what you like to do besides comedy?"
Yeah.
And that's when it got, cause I was like, "Oh, I like to rollerblade, like to swim, like to hike." That motherfucker, that Ike Turner came out. He's like, "You don't hike? What you hike? You hike today? When last time you hike?" I was like, "Whoa, wait a minute. You ain't gonna beat that self-esteem out of me, motherfucker."
Why was he intimidated?
That's what I'm saying. I just said hike. The word hike. You gonna hike? You don't hike? How you know hike? When you gonna hike? When last time you gonna hike? You wanna hike today? I was like, whoa. You just said me like 3 seconds ago.
Dang.
And you worried about, you intimidated about me going hiking? He said, when you go hiking? When the last time you been hiking? Have you been hiking today?
So that first date didn't happen, huh?
Hell, I got the hell away from him. I said, you going off like that. Nigga, I'm sober too, but I ain't tripping on nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you do.
Why you tripping at the AA meeting, dog?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You done made it all the way to the AA big meeting and shit, and you just uptight and shit. That's
Well, that's why he's uptight.
That's why you been drinking in the first place, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I can't.
Oh, man. Ugh.
People meet in the AA.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of people start dating
Some people, yeah. But they don't always go right because people ain't gonna always stay sober. You gotta think about it.
Because I feel like when you're doing a program like that, you're seeing each other's kind of best because you're trying hard to do better.
Yeah.
And then you get out the program, it's like, all right, I can F up now. And then you go back to who you were. It's like, that's not the person I met. And then you completely different. That's interesting. I never thought of that.
Yeah, okay. Because I wasn't an AA recipient. I was an AA. I got healed. I prayed and my faith.
There you go.
So I can't, because they be thinking, if you sober, you can't smoke weed. Everything is, I understand that. And
in moderation.
I just don't agree with all that. You know what I mean? Because I come from that real religious stuff too, and I don't believe, I'm like, ain't nothing got to be to the bone, to the, who the fuck, rule makers, do this, nah, that's not.
Everything in moderation. I say everything in moderation.
Yeah.
But don't do meth in moderation. Either don't try it or go hard. That's what I say. We're going to be right back. We're going to cut to the commercial for another show called Small Talk with Lila Hart. It's hilarious. She has great people on it. Check it out.
All the time.
Yeah, I like to talk to animals too.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so sweet. I talk to every animal that I see when I'm walking down the street. And if I see a cat or a dog, I'll chase after it and talk to it.
Oh shit, that's cool.
I don't always say hi to people, but I always say hi to the dog.
Oh, you gotta say hi to the dog.
Yeah, when I'm hiking, especially here in my new canyon, I can say hi to 23 dogs. Hiking on the mountain, there's so many dogs.
Well, what's his name now? Bingo. There you go.
What was comedy in Atlanta?
Atlanta was when I was there, it was one white club, the Punchline on one side of town, and then the black club, Uptown Comedy Corner. So I kind of wanted to be more mainstream, so I was like, I don't want to just be fighting for this one club.
The one black spot or something?
Yeah, at the club, I going to the white club. It's I just want more opportunity.
Yeah.
At the time, I started the Chitlin Circuit. The Chitlin Circuit, you know what that is.
I've heard of the Chitlin Circuit. What cities is that?
It's the cities that they can travel in back through, slavery and Jim Crow.
Right.
When they weren't allowed, but they could certain states. It's the Southeast. It's the Southeast Circuit.
Right.
So they call it the Chitlin Circuit.
Okay.
And
that's mostly black homes.
Yeah. So I started doing that stuff, and I was like, nah, this is a little bit too. It's different. I felt like I couldn't really be me.
Okay.
I felt like I had to try to act like they were saying, all you need now is a name. Everybody they got a name.
Yeah.
You know, they got a small fry, shawty, something. And it's like, you just need, I'm like, I got a name. I ain't, you know.
Yeah. You feel like you have to be a certain way for a black audience, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like, because, like, you know, Def Jam and those kind of things, like, oh, I got to be like that to kill it in a black audience, you know? But, you know, just be, I feel like you're funniest when you're just yourself.
Yeah, and I think it's different pockets of black people, too.
Right.
Because some, you know, my best audience is when I have the black audience and the white audience, and the jokes work on each other. Like the ones for the black work on the black, and the ones for the white work on the. It's like
right.
We're at Six Flags, we're having a ball,
right.
And that's what my intention is. It's not to be just all in black rooms, all black everything.
You want to do comedy for everybody.
Because then it's like I'm preaching to the
choir,
and I'm like, because I ain't intend to be around y'all motherfuckers. It's like Martin Luther King said, motherfucker, he had a dream. Yeah, we should be like, you know, in the main, we should be, this is our America too, let's get cracking.
Rest in peace, MLK.
You know, yes.
I love Martin Luther King.
Me too.
Even though
he had that face for the movement though, didn't he?
He did. Like, he just looked like,
he was great all the
like,
time.
you just look at Martin Luther King like, yeah, I need to listen to this nigga. You know, right? Like, he just looked like he need, like,
he looked like he suffered enough for me to listen.
Right.
Something in his face, he looked like he can feel.
He was like the right blend of like handsome, but not too handsome to where he just like he's like too pretty boy to lead, you know?
To believe.
So he's like he had a perfect look. Like, he just like looked like this is a nice guy, had the right voice.
Like why would he lie? Why would he?
Yeah,
lie?
you just wouldn't think he would lie, you know.
And then he had that voice though.
Mm-hmm.
Cause he was young. What how was like 30?
He died at 39.
So he was like 20 when he was actually in his prime.
Late 20s. Late 20s is when he was.
Now, what 20-year-old, you know, gonna go do that shit? Put the whole movement on their back and be the voice of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot. I mean, it's just, there were actually some younger, they showed it in Selma, there were some a lot of college-age black people that were leading their own movements in their towns and stuff.
Because they disagreed with the nonviolent, a lot of the college.
A lot of them did, yeah. Because, I mean,
they didn't want to do nonviolent.
Because a lot of times, because, like, it's like for them, you know, they're on these campuses with white people sometimes, so it's just kind of like, you know,
we sick of their ass.
Right, I'm
tired. They gonna get beat down.
Yeah, and so like the college students started like the sit-ins and things like that as a way to, you know, get away from the violence and stuff like that. So that was really cool that Martin Luther King worked with even younger people, like 19, 20 years old.
Yeah.
Because I think when activism is intersectional and intergenerational is when we really make strides. It's just like what we were talking about with white feminism. It's not intersectional.
No.
It's not. That's why it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's nowhere.
And so like
it's a joke. It's all about pussy. I went to the first meeting. It was pussy everywhere. Every joke. Every
what's that going?
What the? I ain't got time to come out here and talk about no fucking pussy.
And,
you know what I'm saying?
And I know, you know, it's activism, whatever. So I don't like to, you know, make fun of it.
Mean,
but it's just like
we got real issues to talk about.
Yeah.
We're talking about equality.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're talking about police brutality. Right. We just want to live. And y'all motherfuckers ain't talking about y'all goddamn pussy. And y'all pussy bite back, bitch. So
I was just like, I'm looking at the protests, like at the women's march from last year and the one this year, and I don't like to critique or whatever, but I see videos of people having dance contests and high fiving the police and having funny puns.
Right.
I'm just gonna let you know now, if you're high fiving the police as you march, you're not getting anything done.
That's not a march.
In a lot of these black protests these last couple of years, it was black people being killed by the police and tear gassed by the police. Protesting literally to say
Black Lives Matter. Yeah,
you know? Right. And they put one.
That footage was way different than the white woman, the pussy march that they had these last 2 years.
Yeah.
And the footage for the Black Lives Matter footage is totally different.
Totally
different. I walked. I didn't feel threatened at all.
No.
It was quiet. I was like, "What the cops at?" I didn't see no police.
Police would come in riot gear to black protests and antagonize protesters to get push people and get okay. Nobody's hurting a white woman at these protests. I remember. I did a commercial last year downtown while the women's march was going on. I was watching it, and they were like high fiving the police and dancing in the street, and I was just like,
showing their titties and
you're
shit.
Supposed to be happy. Like, you're not supposed to be happy. You fighting for rights.
Yeah, this is protest. This is supposed to be a protest. We are against something. What y'all talking about?
Yeah, one of my really good friends, well, you know, Raja, she said that the women's march this year was a pre-brunch walkathon.
I love Raja. She's so smart.
She's so smart. She said it was a pre-brunch walkathon.
It was.
She said they're just trying to go get mimosas.
Yes.
And that's what things look like when you're not intersectional. That's why, like, black men, they look angry and they look like buffoons when we don't we don't extend that to everybody that's black in the Black Lives Matter movement. Like you look stupid when you're a part of the group and you complain about feeling excluded, but then you exclude other people that have the same problem. That doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
And so that's why when things are intergenerational, intersectional, they work. When the older people are working with the younger people, it works.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
You gotta get the young.
You know,
I'm older though.
Okay,
Younger.
I'll give you that.
You gotta can't lose context. Smart people know that.
Yeah, you gotta be.
Great people knew that.
Right, you gotta be in the culture. You can't get out of touch. We're gonna do my favorite segment of the show. I love it. I get so excited. It's called Sounds About White, because we talk about this.
Oh, I love it.
That sound real white, As you probably know this, there's like this new interview with OJ that's like about like came out or is about to come out. It's called like the hidden conversation or hidden file, something.
Oh, that's what I heard.
Yeah,
OJ need to shut up.
And he's doing like another interview. He's doing like an interview about like how he either did or didn't do it. I don't care. But it seems like every single year there's a new OJ project, and I let it slide for the TV show on FX because I thought it was nicely done. Courtney B. Vance played Johnny Cochran.
I heard
it was amazing.
Really, really good.
Cuba played OJ, did a really good job. David Schwimmer was.
They won awards.
They won a lot of awards. It was good, and I was like, okay, that's good. We're good. Why do we got 2 more documentaries coming in? What is there left to find out? And I feel like part of the problem is white people can't let it go.
Yeah.
Like it's hilarious to me almost. Like it's just like, why do y'all? And like I know some people, it's just like, why do you care about him this much? Like, and I said this earlier, and this is the topic for today is just like, why can't white people put all of the energy that they have in getting justice for what OJ did? Why can't they have that much energy about getting justice for all these black and brown people that get put in prison wrongfully every single day in America?
Exactly.
I don't care. Why don't you care about like real people's lives being ruined by going to prison for things that they didn't do or because of laws that are racially biased?
Yeah, if you care about justice.
But you chasing this one dude that got away with something 25 years ago, and we don't even know if he got away with it because it didn't get proven in court.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. The bottom line is it wasn't proven in court. Anytime a white man's not proven in court, that shit go away. Just like Robert, what's that motherfucker that killed his wife, shot her in the head? Robert Blake. Robert Blake. Oh my God, he shot his wife. He was an actor, old school actor, Robert Blake, but he was a good actor.
Really?
Yeah, he's real good. And he claimed he forgot his gun. And he went back to he forgot something. So he left her in the car, went back to the restaurant to get something. Came back, she was shot in the head. What? Everybody know he shot her because she was threatening to leave him and all this kind of stuff. All this was going on. Yeah, he got off. He just been walking around like normal, but people get off all the time. Even before that crazy, what's that crazy little that shot that lady down the throat? The little spectrum. Y'all know that little man. He's
Phil Spector.
Phil Spector.
Oh, he killed somebody?
Yeah, he shot the girl down the throat with a gun.
Where was I?
He was in his mansion. He took some girl home.
How long ago was this?
Some blonde, like 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago. He took some girl home. And he played Russian roulette or whatever down her throat and shot her through the throat.
What happened?
He in jail.
Why didn't nobody talk about it?
He was in. They had on the news every day.
Okay.
He had the little wigs and stuff.
Well, yeah.
But they don't talk. See what I'm saying? It's not an OJ. It's not an OJ. It's not an OJ because they don't care.
Yeah.
They want to villainize this black man forever because he killed this white. They want the story to be different.
Yeah.
They want him to go to jail and become known as her killer.
Yeah.
They don't want him to be clean. Yeah. But I mean,
and I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm not saying that he did because we don't really know.
I don't believe OJ did it. Michael did it. Or
Michael didn't do it.
I don't believe Michael did. I believe OJ did it, and I don't believe who else was somebody else.
R. Kelly.
I believe R. Kelly.
R. Kelly did it.
Now don't be putting that. Who else?
R. Kelly. Let's talk about who black that did it. Or that did do it. R. Kelly, Bill Cosby. R. Kelly did it.
R. Kelly, Bill Cosby did it. Who else?
It's really not that many. Black people don't really mess up.
Yeah, we don't mess up like that.
It's just, it's really, the black people that mess up is the ones that get all this money and lose their mind. That's the problem. They get too comfortable. They forget, like, Tiger Woods. Those are the black people that get rich and just lose their mind. Cool. Well, yeah, this has been a great episode.
Yeah.
Tracey, you're hilarious. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
This has been Secret Black People Meeting, episode 21. We moving through season 2. Stick with us. See y'all next week.
Bye. That was tight.